Ano ba 'to?
Hey!
Ano ba
So,
daw Tagalog?
thanks so much. Uy, parang iba yung tsura mo, Brian. Parang very rested and calm.
Kailangan well rested dito sa pamilyang 'to.
And so, hey, to start things off, siguro you guys could introduce yourselves. Super quick lang, like, saan kayo before kayo nag-New Zealand, ano yung background nyo, and how long have you guys been in New Zealand na?
Hi, I'm Michelle. Ga galing kaming Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. So, we stayed there for ako 13 years.
Wow.
Ah,
Tagal
bukod
pala, no? Hindi ko na-realize na 13.
kung hindi nag-pandemic mas matagal pa siguro.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, ayun, I'm
I'm
from
Brian. Same,
Mm.
galing din ng Abu Dhabi. Been there for 17 years. Yeah, yun.
So what were you guys doing in Abu Dhabi before?
I worked as a flight attendant for 13 years. So, yun. Tapos doon ko nakilala si Brian. Si Brian mas matagal sa akin. So, 17 years na siya doon as a
Landscape architect. Tapos, ayun, start. Nag-work ng onti sa Pinas, then I got hired in Abu Dhabi. Pero mga after that, tuloy-tuloy na. Tapos yun. So, hindi ko na malayan 17 years.
Grabe, no? Parang ang bilis ng panahon. Yung sa New Zealand, how long have you guys been there na?
So we came here July 2022. Part kami ng last cohort before the borders reopen.
Yeah. Tapos, are you guys, where are you in New Zealand? Where are you guys staying?
Firstly, in Rotorua. Kasi nga yung school ni Mitch is in Toyo Omai, Rotorua. So, yun, doon kami nag-start. And then, I got work here in Tauranga. So, nagta-travel ako every day. Like, 1 hour each way.
Yeah.
So, yun. For 1 year.
Yeah.
Yung Tauranga, ano siya, 3 hours drive from Auckland. So, just for people to know kung gaano siya kalayo from Auckland. So, from Auckland CBD, around 2 hours, 55 minutes
Have you
drive.
guys moved na to Tauranga?
Yes,
Out of
so,
Rotorua?
noong
Yeah.
December,
So, kwentuhan natin sila paano kayo nakarating muna ng New Zealand. Pero, I guess before that, I wanted to ask you guys a bit about yung planning stage. Na, ano yung point dun sa buhay nyo na kinonsider nyo mag-move to New Zealand? So, I guess nasa Abu Dhabi kayo nung time na yon. Like, what was going on? Ano yung parang inflection point or yung trigger point kaya medyo pinag-isipan nyo mag-New Zealand?
actually, since I'm working as a flight attendant, so nung kinasal na kami, so as part of the benefits, nagta-travel kami. So, dun pa lang parang naisip mo na, dito pupunta kami ng Canada o dito sa Canada maganda, sa
Yeah.
Australia, New Zealand kasi nandito yung brother ko. But then, comparing each countries, parang nakita namin na okay dito sa New Zealand kasi, well, bukod sa may family ako dito, na na-observe namin na mababait yung tao, may balance yung life, work, family. And we saw the people are respectful, kind, they are happy people. Imagine mo, bata, babatiin ka ng good morning out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So parang we find it a good country where our children can grow up.
Yeah. Alam mo, yun din yung nag-strike sa akin the first time na pumunta ako ng New Zealand. May one time na meron akong meet. So, first time ko siya i-meet, parang professional, contact siya. Tapos, nag-offer siyang pahiramin ako ng kotse niya. Alam mo yun, medyo mind-blown ako. Hindi ko ma-imagine yun. Kasi isipan mo yun sa Pilipinas, someone who's basically a stranger. You're like, oh, sige, just take my car para makapag-ikot ka. Sobrang hindi siya yung, I guess, culture shock siya for me. Parang sobrang gets ko yung sinasabi mo na surprising yung level nung, I
Kindness
guess,
nila,
warmth and kindness. So,
ibang
no,
klase. Tsaka mafe-feel mo welcoming talaga sila ng mga tao.
mm
No shaming, no ano, walang, lahat welcoming sila. Sa experience namin ni Brian,
Tsaka walang racist.
kahit sa trabaho.
Yung most important na kinakatakutan ng iba, syempre, pagka galing ka sa ibang bansa, naging immigrant ka, yung mga tao hindi mo alam na parang siguro racist to or what, no,
Yeah.
pero mabait sila.
Oo, yung sense of belonging na naman namin agad. Parang ito talaga yung
Hindi ka
second home.
makaka-feel ng
Yeah.
discrimination.
Yeah, that's really good. So, when you guys were thinking about moving to New Zealand, ano yung mga ginawa niyo to prepare for it?
Yun yung first online search muna kami, nag-research kung ano yung mga kailangan na documents, kung paano pumunta, paano mag-prepare and everything. So yun, chinek muna namin lahat. And then kumuha kami ng mga certificate of experience, mga police clearance, tapos nag-apply kami online. And then yun, nakuha namin yung ikaw. Saan natin si Rap?
Honestly, parang naalala ko YouTube din eh.
Forum!
Kung
Sa
alam
forum.
kung tama yung memory ko.
Forum.
Pero
So,
parang,
kami. Tapos yun, nakita namin yung ikaw, kasi active ka dun sa forum na yun eh. So yun,
sa Pinoy Kiwi ba yun?
I think so, doon yun. Oo.
Akala ko na nakita niyo yung video kasi parang may video kami nung time na yun na wala pa kaming channel nun. I think sa yung Titas of the South. Ewan ko kung doon. Pero ano pala, doon pala, sa forum pala. Okay.
Oo.
Pero
So,
medyo
yun,
tahimik na nga yung forum na yun eh. Wala na masyado
actually,
nagpo-post doon.
oo. Nag-Google lang ako yung necessary steps at saka yung options namin for migrating to New Zealand. Tsaka since meron akong brother dito, and yung sister-in-law ko, active na member dito ng Filipino Society. So, yun, nagtanong ako sa kanya. I was in talks with her. So, sinabi niya na, ito yung mga ways mas mabuti from previous experiences ng mga friends niya, mas okay na mag-consult sa licensed immigration advisor. So yun. And then nakita dun sa forum, sabi ko, sino ba tong reply sa mga tao na to? Na-intrigue ako. So yun, chinek kita yun. So of course, practicing due diligence, iba mag-check ka kung kung legit. So nakita ko yung license mo. And then nakita ko rin na previously you worked for Immigration New Zealand in Manila.
Yeah.
So yun, syempre as prospect client. So plus point na yun, 'di ba?
I was actually, that was what I was gonna ask. Kasi nung time na yun, hindi pa naman talaga uso yung like the online service delivery. Kasi before pandemic pa yung first engagement natin. So I was wondering na what was the stuff that made you choose us? Yun pala, no? You're doing your due diligence. Tsaka kasi, like, not that I've had specific experience with it, pero yun yung often na feedback sa Middle East. Sobrang daming scammer na mga agencies. Kaya I think yun, maybe the license was like something that was really important to you guys. Tsaka easy to verify.
Oo, tsaka hindi lang yun eh. Yung nag-inquire kami sa'yo, tapos nag-a-advise ka, na-sense namin na you're not advising lang na para kumita ka. Yung the best way, yung sinasabi mo sa amin na ganito yung gawin niya, yung mga best advice, not just to, na ikaw na kumita ka lang para makaalis yung tao, ganyan. In the end, hindi naman pala magiging okay. So, yun yung nakita rin namin sa'yo. Kaya naging palagay yung loob namin.
Yeah. Important talaga sa amin yun eh. Yung, alam mo yun, genuine kasi yung malasakit namin. So we don't do like crazy high volume kasi nga, like you guys, diba, sa process, you guys have been talking to me all the time. Hindi siya yung parang, may staff lang, ganyan. So really important sa kanya na throughout the whole process, super involved ako. And Alam mo yun, when I got the news, just to like jump ahead to what happened to you guys, diba, yung residence, yung medyo umiyak na ako nun. I was like, oh, we did it na. Tapos na
Mo rin yung
siya. I
happiness
was so
eh, no?
happy.
Oo. Part ka rin talaga nung process, part ka rin talaga nung buhay namin. Naging part ka na,
Yeah.
Rafi. Sobrang thankful talaga kami sa'yo.
Thanks, guys. Tsaka hindi naman siya yung parang unexpected na outcome, di ba? Parang alam naman natin okay yung application niya. But it doesn't remove yung parang yung joy na yun. So I was like super happy talaga. Yeah, I
Unexpected.
mean, hindi siya unexpected. Like, alam ko naman, di ba, na your application was gonna go well.
Hindi, yung
Otherwise, we would have
in-expect
said
namin
naman, di ba?
in-expect namin na longer. Hindi yung kailan lang kami nag-apply, di ba? November, December?
Last
Yeah.
time na.
Oo.
Oo.
Ang expected namin at least within 6 months, yun ang process. Pero
Yeah.
less than, yun, nakuha in
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Galing.
Sige, let's wind back a bit to how you started before we we talk about paano tayo nakarating doon, diba? Kasi yun talagang goal nyo na residence. So, can you tell us a bit about how you guys started? Like, ano yung visa na ginamit nyo to move? Why did you guys agree na yun yung pathway na dapat sa inyo?
Actually, since Brian has like more than 15 years of experience as a landscape architect in the UAE, so we thought na dito, madali siya makakakuha ng work. So,
Yeah.
nung kinonsult ka namin, yun pala, hindi siya ganun kadali. Kasi bukod sa wala siyang employer, yung qualification niya, wala pang equivalency dito. So, hindi pa, qualification niya, hindi siya at par dito. So, binigyan mo kami ng option. So, you asked for my CV. Then, nakita mo dun sa CV ko na, well, I was part of hospitality industry, but you saw yung training na ginawa ko with early childhood before when I was pregnant. So sabi mo that would help you. Pero ang pathway namin not as a worker but as a student. So which is that time you have to contemplate kasi international
Gastos.
then ito yung gastos, hindi yung libreng makapasok sa New Zealand. So
Yeah.
that time we have to make a tough decision kung itutuloy ba or hindi.
Yeah.
There.
I think, alam mo, when I think about it, sobrang perfect yung timing ninyo nun eh. Kasi when we recommended the program that we did, sobrang swak siya sa'yo in a lot of ways. Yung may background ka na. So it made sense. It was something that you wanted to actually get into dun sa career mo. Pero yung design ng program na yon fit you perfectly. Na pwede kang mag-masters. Tapos may registration siya as a teacher kahit wala kang undergrad ng teaching. And then that was the very first time kasi na-i-offer nila yun yung particular na school na yun. So it wasn't very common. I think now, mas marami na yung masters na ganun. Pero nung time na yun, unique siya kasi I think, if I remember correctly, the only other masters na meron nun na same na may registration, hindi sila pumapayag na walang undergrad in teaching. So, I actually felt na sobrang nag-align talaga yung stars for you guys noong time na yun. Yun nga lang, na-setback tayo, di ba, with the pandemic. So, kasi I remember then, you guys were already signed on, tapos on track na talaga tayo, the paperwork was in. Kaso lang, di talaga umabot kasi biglang nagsara yung borders eh. So, for you guys, how did the pandemic affect yung plans niyo mag-migrate? Did it make you rethink na parang is New Zealand for us? Kasi that happened for a lot of people na nag-Canada na lang sila.
Actually, nag-try din ako mag-research about Canada. Pero looking at the requirements for masters, kasi you can bring your family with masters, right? You can bring your family. Kasi yun yung plan namin eh, walang maiiwan, dala lahat. So, nung tiningnan ko yung sa Canada, walang ganon yung pag wala kang undergraduate na teaching course or experience. Hindi pwede. So, sabi ko, saan ko ipapasok yung qualifications ko? So, nag-rethink. Sabi ko, baka pwede naman talagang New Zealand. So, from there, nag-agree na kaming dalawa para din sa future ng baby namin din. So but then,
as a, sige, go lang. But then,
nakakatawa lang kasi nung time na yon nagsara yung border ng New Zealand. Na-hire kami ulit. Na-hire ako as a flying crew again sa Dubai.
Galing, no?
Si Brian, hire siya with a better opportunity sa kanya sa Dubai. Pareho kami. So, mapaglaro yung tadhana, parang ganon.
Oo, parang may one last push
Oo,
bago
napaka-inspiration na namin for New
Parang
Zealand. Tapos
mamili
one
ka.
last push, ano ba,
Money or future?
tuloy ba natin? Dito na naman tong opportunities na to. So, and then napaka-impatient ko na that time kasi parang gusto ko na mag-start ng another journey.
Oo.
So, yeah. Tinuloy na rin namin yung work sa Dubai kasi hindi naman namin alam kung what lies ahead.
Oo, tsaka sobrang tentative nung time na yun, di ba? Na parang hindi mo malaman kung ano na mangyayari sa border. Kasi nung una, mga tao, akala nila 3 months lang, mga ganun. Hanggang sa humaba na ng humaba. So, if I could ask you nun, kasi yun nga, parang that was something na medyo unique feature nung naging education mo in New Zealand na you didn't need a related na undergrad to do your master's. Ano yung experience, what was that experience like for you na nag-shift ka into a new industry pero master's level yung tinitake mo? Was it hard? It's like, okay naman because of the teaching style?
Nung una, exciting kasi gusto ko talaga maging teacher. Bata pa ako, gusto ko na, when you're younger, di ba, ang dami mong pangarap sa buhay. Teacher, flight attendant. So, na-pursue yung flight attendant. Now, yung teaching, gusto ko rin sana ma-pursue. Pero hindi ko alam saan ko isisingit kasi wala namang time back then to study. So, ngayon, I was so excited. And, naalala ko yung unang punta ko sa school, kasama ko ang aking daughter tsaka si Brian. So, hinatid nila ako. Hindi naman siya daunting kasi masyadong welcoming yung mga tao sa school. So, they welcome. Kahit yung teacher ko mismo, yung tutor, and my classmates. I'm the only Filipino. Most of them are Chinese, Indians. They're really supportive, welcoming. Tsaka, yeah, they made me feel welcome and belong in that class. The lessons are interesting, pero yung paperwork, they are tedious and intense. I've learned APA referencing. Kasi every time you do your assignment, there should be like proper research, lots
Yung
of
citations. Yeah.
citations, yeah.
Yeah.
Ayun. Which is
But I
bago.
do feel like yung mga ganun, no, it's not so much as mahirap mag-masters, but it's more of matagal na kasi hindi nagsischool. You know what I mean? Kasi kung hindi ka naman fresh out of a bachelor degree, medyo hindi ka na nga sanay magsulat ng mga paper, mga ganun. Pero did you find the course very practical or medyo parang ang bookish siya? Kasi yun yung impression ng maraming tao sa masters na yung masters parang pang brainiacs lang, na yung parang, alam mo yun, parang mga tao na yung medyo academic yung career.
Very practical siya in terms of yung everyday class. The thing is, yung assignments talaga yung different. Kasi there's something that the teachers would want to see. Meron na kayong rubrics. But then, I don't know, most of us, yung classmates ko, hindi pa rin makuha talaga exactly yung anong gustong. Maybe we're thinking way ahead. Simple lang pala yung kailangan dun sa assignment, pero kami masyado ng ahead mag-isip. Yun lang. Pero yeah, nakakatuwa yung experience na yun.
Sige. When you were a student, did you study part-time? Kasi you were able to, diba? It came with the visa.
Yeah. I had one weekday day off from school. So, I took the chance to apply part-time I was given 20 hours na working, anong tawag doon? Allowed to work for 20 hours a week. So, I prioritize applying at an early childhood center kasi I needed to gain more experience.
Perfect. Perfect. Was it hard? And like, what did you start as then sa center?
I started as a reliever. At first, it was hard kasi you understand English, but then their English towards children is different. Iba, the way they talk to children, it's different. I don't know, siguro yung nakalakihan ko iba.
Paano siya different? Like,
yung approach nila positive, more of positive reinforcement.
Ah.
Yung medyo part na nahirapan ako, yung the way you talk to children. Pero as time goes by, natututunan ko, I'm learning from experienced teachers. So there.
Sige. So, nung time na yun, di ba, when you're doing yung part-time work, hindi ka pa kasi registered as a teacher, so you have to finish the program. Can you tell us a bit about yung process na yun? So when you have a New Zealand na na yung tinatawag na initial teaching education, what's the process like? Mahirap ba siya? Mabilis lang?
So just before mag-conclude yung class namin, so before matapos yung master's course, yung nag-visit yung teaching council sa amin. So tinuruan kami kung paano i-navigate online. Lahat dito tuturuan kanila, supported naman kami as international students. So tinuro kung paano i-navigate yung online system. Tapos what are the requirements to be submitted, documents. So that time nag-sign na yung head ng department namin about our documents. So sinign na niya, sinertify na. So ready na lahat yon, i-scan lang namin. And then once makuha namin yung like transcript of record, certificate of completion, then makakapag-apply na kami ng teaching registration. So yeah, November nag-conclude yung course, November 2023. Then nakuha ko yung teaching registration ko ng early January. So mabilis
lang. Oo, mabilis lang.
Maagap ka rin. Kasi yung iba dito, hindi sila maagap. Kasi kami
Oo.
ginawa agad namin Pin-prepare na namin yung online. Like, sa-submit na lang once nakuha mo na yung transcript mo.
Okay. Sige.
Mhm.
I guess yung question ko is going back to yung job opportunities, no? Kasi kanina you guys mentioned nga na parang originally you weren't really thinking na mag-student kasi nga parang si Brian, dami talagang experience, ganyan. Pero there were certain challenges dun sa industry niya, getting a job from the start. Ano yung masasabi niyo about the opportunities that you have now? Did it really change yung pag-aaral mo in New Zealand? Do you think it changed things for you?
I think, yes. Like, massively sa akin. Kasi, pag registered ka, parang kumbaga pag-aagawan ka ng mga early childhood centers dito. Kasi, iba yung, ano tawag dun? Iba yung nakukuha nilang funding from the government. Pag mataas yung percentage ng registered teachers sa school. So, and I think as registered teachers, iba kasi yung step. There's a pay parity that they call. So, maiiba talaga yung pay mo at saka yung step, like how many hours you've gained. So, yun, yung pay will differ significantly. But then again, for Brian, luckily talaga, he was hired here in Tauranga. I don't know kung magiging madali para sa kanya pa rin ngayon. Maybe siguro with experience, but ngayon kasi New Zealand iba na, 'di ba? They're looking at your qualification like local experience. And if you
Balikan ko lang yung question mo, ay yung sinabi mo about yung pay parity. Yung masters itself ba bumps you up dun sa pay parity? Kasi ano yan, di ba? Sobrang, i-explain ko lang for yung mga viewers natin. Kasi sobrang dami actually na teachers that are moving to New Zealand, like Pinoy teachers. Sa Philippines kasi, maraming licensed na teachers na nag-qualify na sila for registration in New Zealand. So, nakakakuha sila ng rehistro. Pero minsan, yung nagiging issue is hindi ganun kaganda yung pay na offer sa kanila. Which is why I was wondering na parang yung masters itself ba bumps you a lot higher dun sa pay scale?
sobrang laki ng difference, Rafi.
Difference.
Oo. Kasi from minimum, malaki talaga. Plus $10 an hour.
Yeah. I guess it's also like when we talk about it, no? Kasi yung masters itself wasn't the only type of qualification na pwedeng gamitin for registration. So it also makes sense, no, for you to consider. Kasi yung difference nun is actually just another 6 months So between the graduate diploma and yung masters, add ka ng 6 months, laki pala nung difference no sa pay.
Yeah. Malaki siya.
Okay.
Ako yung step with experience din, with the experience comes yung step. Pero ang laki ng ginap ko, akala ko nga hindi ako i-accept nung in-applyan ko. Kasi alam mo na yung iba ng employer nagtitipid, so hindi nila
Yeah.
kukunin master's graduate. They would rather get bachelor's graduate or diploma graduate rather than masters, di ba, na registered kasi nga mas malaki yung ibabayad nila.
Yeah. But I guess nandun nga yung difference, di ba? Parang there's also the fact na sobrang taas lang talaga ng demand sa ECE. So that was actually part of yung, I don't know if you still remember this, pero that was one of the reasons why we were putting you into the masters at the time. Kasi nung time na yun, like there was so much change going on. Kasi if we think about it, na multi-year yung process, di ba? Na nabutan yung pandemic, yung post-study work visas had changed by the time na nagbukas yung borders and all of that. Na tama yung what we put you into kasi it lined up with all the new changes. So some of the people parang that we spoke to na when the borders open, now you're meeting with some of the students like last August on campus and yun yung gripes nila na they didn't know na pag masters pala mas mahaba yung makukuha nilang post-study and ganyan. So there's a lot of disappointment. So I'm happy to hear na parang on all the different fronts it was working out for you guys, diba? Na parang the education was the right thing. Yung pay parity was better for you. And yun then, like the visa stuff was also parang in place for you guys.
Yes.
You mentioned diba, si Brian na parang he got lucky with the job in Tauranga. Honestly, I don't think that was luck. I think that was like genuinely qualified talaga siya for the work.
Kasi dito, they will invite you for multiple interview. Like,
Oo.
3 times kang i-interview.
Yeah.
Yung nangyari sa akin, parang 1 time lang. And then
Oo.
I received a call after a week na sabi nila, you got hired. Sabi ko, di ba may pa? Is there any second interview and third? May no need, sabi sa akin. Oh, really? Sabi ko, thank you, sabi ko. So, saya din talagang tsaka binigyan nila ako ng opportunity to work as a similar experience ko sa Dubai.
Yeah.
And mababait naman yung mga kasama ko sa work, ganyan. Tsaka binibigyan nila ako ng aside from that, binigyan nila ako ng ibang experience like katulad ng traffic management planning. So binigyan nila ako ng
I didn't
course.
realize na may ganun din yung sa work mo. Because I know they had like yung building siya, diba? Like it's a building company. I didn't realize na pati traffic.
Sabi lang sa akin ng boss ko na, gusto mo bang mag-training ng ganito? Sabi ko, yes, of course. Sabi ko sa kanya. Parang dito naman, parang take ka lang ng take ng opportunity para maano mo rin yung skills mo, ma-enhance mo, tapos syempre yung skill set mo dapat skill set hindi lang sa ibang bansa, kundi dito na rin within New Zealand. Ma-gain mo yung mga ganong skill set para at least mag-work ka sa ibang company, meron ka ng edge, kumbaga.
Yeah. Yung dun sa experience mo, because I remember there was a time before you guys went to New Zealand na you were actively applying for jobs. Tapos by the time na like si Mitch nag-start ng program, ikaw kasi you were also, you had a work visa then as yung partner niya. Did yung work visa na yun, did you feel it made a big difference in yung applications mo, the process?
Hindi naman kasi okay sa kanila. Ang tinatanggap talaga nila is yung kung meron kang working visa, kung allowed kang mag-work sa UAE, sa New Zealand.
Sa New Zealand, yeah.
Yun yung tinitingnan nila muna. Kung wala kang working visa, sobrang maliit ng chance or parang wala talaga para ma-hire ka sa isang company.
So may edge ka nga kasi working visa na yung hawak mo eh.
Oo, plus yung experience kasi yung in-apply ko sa kanila is landscape consultant, which is similar dun sa experience ko rin talaga.
Yeah. Kaya hindi siya luck. I think you're super qualified for your job. It's just na I think the main difference was deal breaker talaga for yung employer, yung may work rates ka. Kasi
Mm.
lalo nung time na yun, things were a bit different yung dun sa work visa process, ganyan. So, yeah, I think, di ba?
Saka,
How long did it take? Like, mula nung
nila
dumating ka na New Zealand before ka nakakuha ng job?
a month lang, 1 month.
Wow, swerte. Mga tao,
Parang,
sana all.
oo,
Grabe
parang,
kasi sa forums ngayon, nakikita ko yung iba sasabihin nila, 1 taon na sila naka-partnership na visa, na hindi pa sila makakuha ng job. Pero yun yung mga may restrictions madalas, yung mga
oh,
kailangan may wage threshold. Which I think, for you guys, was a bit different kasi mas may opportunity to take any job dahil dun sa type ng visa you get pag partner ng student. I
Ang dami
remember nagkwento ka na parang 1 day ka lang ba dun sa isang trinay na job? Or 1 week ba yun? Kasi yun sobrang saglit lang.
yun yung, ano,
few hours lang sa
Hours
hotel.
lang, wow, akala ko.
sinry ko lang, sabi ko, why not, sige, hindi naman tayo pihikan sa work eh. Oo, so
Nagligpit.
nag-dishwasher,
Nagligpit.
Oo. Ayun, dishwasher. Inisip ko, ano
4
nga ba yung
hours.
trinay mo?
4
Then,
hours ba yun?
so, okay naman kasi ano naman sila, gumagamit sila ng machine, dishwasher, talagang industrial type. So, madali lang naman yung work. Pero yun nga,
Hindi madali yun tapos ang pinggan yun
pero sa akin syempre kasi open naman ako sa ganun eh. Kung alam ko naman yung mangyayari dito sa New Zealand, kung hindi ako matatanggap sa ganitong work, at least tayo, flexible tayo. Yung iba kasi sa ibang nakilala ko din dito, gusto nila yun yung gusto nilang work kagad. Which
Yeah.
is parang mahirap din eh. Kasi first, wala ka naman New Zealand experience, kumbaga. Yung iba, tinitignan, experience din eh. Kung meron kang ganito, ganyan. Kasi yung ibang employer, hindi sila willing mag-train. So, ayun din yung naisip ko. Kaya, sige, try kong maging dishwasher for a day.
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
I
yung
think
mga, yung
Limited
iba,
naman ako sa restaurant eh.
yung ibang nasa Rotorua na students, yun din yung gusto nila. Actually, na-enjoy nila sa hospitality industry kasi okay nga daw. Medyo, um, compared dito, medyo mas manual yung work, yung sinasabi nila. Pero na-enjoy nga nila. Life experience, no? Yung time na nag-dishwasher ka ng 4 hours.
Oo, nice, good din na experience kasi talagang hindi yung mayroon kang ego na ganito lang gusto ko, hindi ako bababa sa ganyang profession, ganyan. Pero syempre, 'di ba? ah, Dito sa New Zealand naman, sa sobrang daming opportunity, ikaw na lang mamimili eh. Kung
Yeah.
anong gusto mo, stepping stone, ganyan. So, hanggang sa umangat ka ng umangat. Which is
Yeah.
okay naman. Basta mahalin mo lang yung work mo.
Agreed. Yung sinabi mo na yun, I think medyo nga siya, characteristic siya ng New Zealand culture. Kasi diba, yung mga tao, hindi sila mapagmata based on yung work mo. Hindi siya yung parang, cleaner ka lang. So parang mababa yung tingin. And I
Wala
think
silang
yun yung parang something na medyo sa Asian culture, you have to give up kung magsa-succeed ka or magsa-thrive ka sa New Zealand. Kung may yung parang tingin mo sa sarili na parang yung I'm too good for this job, magiging barrier yun for you.
Kasi
Yeah.
dito pwede kang umangat sa buhay kasi wag ka lang choosy kasi marami naman trabaho na pwedeng i-offer. Nung time nga namin na yun, I think right time yung pagpasok namin dito. Gusto pa nga naming i-delay that time, Rafi, kasi ang hirap iwan ng trabaho sa Dubai. Walang tax.
Yeah.
Doon na yung life namin before. Doon na kami nagtagal ng 1 decade. So parang binalikan na namin yung trabaho na meron kami before. So ang hirap iwan. Tapos hindi mo alam, walang certainty ko what lies ahead, di ba, sa New Zealand. Pagpasok mo, hindi mo alam kung may trabaho.
start ka sa scratch
Start ka
eh.
sa scratch. Pero
Yeah.
napansin ko, if you thrive, makaka-survive ka naman. Kasi kahit ako nung student, hindi lang reliever yung trabaho ko. Saturdays, I took a job sa cafe, nag-waitress, nag-merchandiser pag Sunday. So, kaya mo. Ito kasi, ako as a mom, napag-usapan na namin yun. Noon lang time na yun ka magsa-sacrifice kasi may bata. So, hindi hindi naman puwedeng trabaho lang, eh, may batang kailangan ng support, ng emotional support, lalo na from a mother. So nung time na naka-graduate na ako, nakakuha na ako ng full-time na work, we made sure na yung Saturdays tsaka Sundays para sa bata. Kasi gano'n talaga
Yeah.
dito, family is family.
Mm.
So what's
Yeah.
good here is kung 6 hours ang trabaho mo, you go home on the dot.
Yeah.
Hanggang 3:00 hanggang 3:00 ka lang, uuwi ka na. Ikaw nang sasabihan ng mga workmates mo na, "Umuwi ka na, oras na ng uwi mo." So gano'n,
Yeah.
gano'n din. At saka no questions asked, 'pag sinabing may sakit ang anak mo, nagpaalam ka sa work mo, may sakit ang anak ko, you go home. You go to your child, attend to your child, gano'n dito.
Yeah.
Mm.
Naisip ko yung sinabi ni Brian kanina na parang ano siya, question ng pera or future. So with all of that going on your head, 'di ba? In your head na yun nga, you guys were doing really well, okay yung careers niyo. I assume baka naka-golden visas pa kayo in ano, 'di ba? In
Hindi
the Middle
naman.
East. Na parang ano yung thing na parang ano, nag-tip ng scales or gave you yung talagang push na sige, future yung pipiliin natin? And ano yung parang when you say future, what was the thing about New Zealand na you felt was yung future ninyo?
Sa UAE kasi work ka lang ng work, ipon ka. Hindi ka naman makakuha ng citizenship at the age of 60, retired ka na talaga. And then after that, you have to take ano na yung on your own na. Uwi ka ng Pilipinas, ganyan, kung ano yung naipon mo or ano, yun na yung gagamitin mo. Dito naman kasi sa New Zealand, pagdating naman, once you got your citizenship naman, magkakaroon ka na ng equality sa mga tao dito. You will have benefits, katulad ng may matatanggap ka sa government like monthly support, and then free sa health, sa medical, tapos sa mga schools ng bata, libre din. So parang mas okay siguro kung dito, tapos yung environment mas maganda. Tapos
Naisip ko
yun
tuloy yun, 'di ba nagbabaha na ngayon sa ano?
mm.
Yeah.
Pag
UAE.
nawalan ka ng work sa UAE, which is kailangan mong maghanap kaagad ng work, otherwise mawawalan ka ng visa.
Mm.
So kailangan mo ng umalis ng UAE, umuwi, ganyan. So yun, wala kang certainty rin talaga sa ano, sa UAE. At least dito kung ano, working visa, nakapag-apply ka na ng residency mo, which is okay na, yun na yung magiging pathway mo to citizenship ba, 'di ba?
Ang scary kasi 'pag wala kang certainty, like nung nangyari nung pandemic sa'min. So, when I lost my job.
Oo.
So, walang visa, no work, no visa, you go home.
So
So,
ang
pack mo
daming
yung bags mo, umuwi ka na ng Pilipinas, alis.
naapektuhang mga Pilipino, daming nawalan ng work, daming umuwi,
Yeah.
ganyan, na hindi pa sila ready. So yun yung
Yeah.
difference nun, parang, oops, kumbaga mag-iisip ka na, what if may mangyari na naman ganitong situation. So, 'di ba, you'll never know kung
Yeah.
anong next. I got lucky lang na nagkaroon na may work pa ako nung that time na okay yung company. At least isa sa'min merong work na
Yeah.
nagsusupport. Compare sa iba, talagang totally lahat kinat yung ties kasi kailangan nilang umalis kasi hindi rin nawalan ng work, hindi makahanap kasi nga sobrang dami na naghahanap ng work. Ang daming competition, tapos yung salary that time is sobrang pababaan, parang take it or leave it, kumbaga
Yeah.
nagte-take advantage yung mga employer.
Grabe, no? Hindi ko ma-imagine yung times na yun in the Middle East. Tsaka sobrang when you explain it that way, parang sobrang different siya dun sa naging approach nung New Zealand, nung sa border closures, no? Kasi sila, marami talagang nawalan ng jobs, di ba? And then, ang ginawa nila was they supported the employers, di ba? So that they could still pay out yung mga, ano, yung mga workers even. So basically, a bunch of people had to go on furlough. So sobrang iba yung thinking nila towards migrants, even though hindi pa sila residente. That's like a very good point to make.
Mm.
You brought up ano, yung parang like applying na for residence, yung yun yan, parang being able to work while you're waiting for yung residence mo. How would you describe yung transition period na yun for you? Yung moving from or like yung qualifying for residence and just like waiting for it. Was becoming a resident difficult, easy, complicated?
Resident, maraming benefits kapag resident ka na. Nung time kasi na yun, it gave us a scare kasi mag-e-expire na yung visa. So from
Mhm.
Rotorua, nagkaroon first yung healthcare. So dito kasi kailangan mo ng GP, general practitioner na doctor. Hindi ka pwedeng pumunta kahit saan na clinic. So meron lang isang clinic na pwede kang puntahan or anyone na pwedeng pumunta. But then napakamahal ng bayad. Imagine $200 something. So that's like 6,000 pesos per visit. So kung wala kang may insurance kami back then kasi we were required by the school. So that's okay. But then what if matapos na yung visa mo? So saan ka na ang clinic, 'di ba? So that time nung lumipat kami sa Tauranga from Rotorua. So we had our GP in Rotorua, the doctor, the clinic in Rotorua. Hindi namin mai-transfer sa Tauranga kasi dito nagre-require sila ng at least 2 years na visa validity.
Yeah.
Back then, since January 2024, nung bumalik kami from Christmas vacation, lahat ng sakit nakuha ko na. Lahat ng sakit from the children. So,
Yeah.
wala akong mapuntahang doctor kasi hindi kami naka-register dito sa Tauranga. So, that's I think one of the considerations pag may residency na, yun yung benefit na talagang
Yeah.
makukuha ng healthcare. So, since yung GP namin is nasa Rotorua pa, pumunta pa kami doon para doon magpagamot.
Okay. Yun yung hassle like during the
Ha-
transition period. Oh.
Yeah. So, and then,
Pero yung sige, go lang.
tsaka, syempre pag wala kang residency dito, yung bata, may benefit naman sa early childhood. Pag more than 3 years old na, merong 20 hours na free education. However, there are certain benefits as well that they can get. Kunwari yung isang parent lang yung nagtatrabaho. So, depende sa salary yung mag-asawa. Pwedeng makakuha pa ng other benefit yung bata. Pero dahil nga hindi kami resident, so we cannot avail of that time.
Pati yung sinasabi mo na 20 hours na free. So
Yun, pwede.
that's what you get. Or
Pwede
you
yun.
get it na.
Oo, kasi 3 years old na siya. That's by age ng bata. Pag 3 na
So
yung bata,
kahit hindi ka pa resident? Or
I mean,
kailangan?
it applies for all.
Okay. Kasi this is actually something that came up with some of yung immigration advisor friends ko lately. Kasi nga, people were saying na it can be done, na may eligibility for yung 20 hours. Pero yung iba, hindi naniniwala kasi nga hindi naman resident. So it's good to know na ganun nga siya.
That is for below 5.
Below
So,
5, yeah. School
preschoolers.
age na kasi 5 eh. Oh.
Oo, yes. Age na yun. So, yun. Nakakuha pa naman kami ng ganun.
That's good. Yung on the visa side, did you feel na it was hard to become residents?
Well, having you as our LIA, immigration advisor, malaking factor kasi yung tinulungan mo kami. Mahirap kasi yung step ng, I think, processing. Mahirap yung mag-file ng documents. Kasi ikaw alam mo na kung ano yung mga kailangan. And since licensed advisor ka namin since student visa application, mas madali na yung sa residency kasi na compile mo na lahat ng previous documents. Kailangan na lang meron na lang
Parang you will never
documents.
go wrong.
Oo, grabe eh. Babasahin mo na lang yung application. Tapos i-feed mo na lang kami kung ano yung mga kailangan na documents, kung ano yung kailangan i-update. Para sa akin, ang most challenging lang kasi yung sa NBI clearance. Kasi we have to go to the office. Gawa nung second name ko, wala dun sa NBI clearance.
Pero yun yung first time ko may experience ng ganun eh, na yung may kapangalan na yung kukontahin pa nila. Kasi usually nire-resolve na lang nila on their own, mas matagal lang. Pero
Mhm.
yung sa'yo, yun yung first time
Gulat
talaga.
din ako nun. Ikaw ba si Brian? Brian de Guzman? Ah, meron kang kaso eh. Ha? Anong kaso? Estafa. Estafa! Sabi ko, wala naman po akong ano, nakatagal sa UAE.
Pinag-explain ka pala.
Tsaka
Mm.
hindi naman po ako makakaalis ng UAE kung meron akong kaso. Sabi ko sa kanila,
Mm.
okay, sige. Hindi naman
Yeah.
kausap.
Oo. Actually, naalala ko yun kasi parang yun nga, hindi naman siya sobrang dami nung hinangi na documents tapos nagkataon yung visa mo and stuff. Nandun na,
Nakakagulat
parang
talaga.
piniprint namin. Kaya okay lang. Pero,
Mhm.
alam mo, behind the scenes, yung dun sa case ninyo, like, kasi syempre nung na-approve yung residency, medyo nagmuni-muni ako dun sa mga pinagdaanan nyo. Was actually one of yung technically more complicated things. Kasi dumaan din kayo dun sa yung border exception, di ba? And then, pati yung dun sa residence nyo, kayo yung pinaka-last na batch dun sa dating policy. Na
208 points.
pinakahuling ano na yun, pinakahuling draw nung yung skilled migrant na kung
Kailing ka na lang.
inintay natin, oo, kung inintay natin, mas mapapatagal yung residence, yung by like at least siguro 1 year.
Oo.
Kaya nandun din yung, ewan ko kung swerte pa yung tawag yun, pero love na love kayo ng Diyos
Blessing
eh.
yun,
So,
no?
alam mo
Walang
yun,
pag-board
nag-work
eh.
out talaga yung timing ng lahat.
Tsaka yung
Pero,
yung mga ni-request sa aming documents ng immigration,
Tsaka yung kay Brian na ano,
oo, sobrang ikli lang nung time na
di
binigay.
ba nasa brink na
oo.
kami ng ano, expiration ng current visa namin, ng visit visa,
Yes.
student
Nung
visa.
student, student.
Tapos may
Grabe
hiningi.
yun. If
Mm.
I think yun talagang, yung may guardian angel talaga kayo,
Sobrang
dun.
hirap. Oo.
Kasi, para dun sa mga viewers natin, no? So basically, ang mga course kasi, sometimes, depende siya dun sa timing ng course mo, pero madalas meron yang expiry na March 31 for yung mga estudyante kasi sumasakto siya dun sa calendar, yung academic year. So yung kanila, pa-expire na ng March 31 yung mga visa natin. Tapos ano pa yun, nagkamali pa yung original na case officer niyo, di ba, na maikli yung binigay sa inyong visa, so pinapalitan
Oo,
pa
February
natin.
pa ako.
So, buti na lang na pa-extend natin, inayos naman nila. Pero parang ilang linggo na lang, mag-expire na yung visa nila, tapos ina-assess yung resident. So parang ano tayo, hindi natin alam, kailangan ba ng panibagong work visa o pwede na tayong dumiretsong residence. So
Oo.
sila, yung case nila is from si Mitch na yung student, tapos si next visa nila resident na sila.
Mhm.
Pero yun din, yung parang sa case ninyo. Some people kasi na-expect nila, pag ikaw yung student, ikaw din yung magiging main doon sa residence. Pero yung sa inyo, parang naging mas favorable na magpalit kayo ni Brian. And then, yun nga, hinabol pa natin doon sa dating policy, ganyan-ganyan.
Buti nagtanong ako sa'yo.
Buti na lang.
Ako
Buti na
nagtanong
lang.
sa'yo.
Actually,
Hindi.
kung mas maaga ka nagtanong, mas maaga pa sana yun.
Oo. Pero
Pero
ganun
buti na lang,
sakto
tama
naman
yung
kasi.
timing. Oo. So,
Lang, pero
ayun,
may
I
mga
think,
stressors talaga yung time frame talaga masyadong
oo.
stress kasi andun ka sa brink
Tsaka,
ng hmm?
I think, di ba, parang dun sa, if you guys remember, yung ina-assess na yung skilled migrant, sobrang specific nung hinihingi na documents, di ba?
Grabe.
Tapos, yung sa ano kasi, yung work experience, yan talaga yung part na pinakamadugo dun sa assessment ng skilled migrant. Because, dyan nawawalan ng points yung mga tao, tapos pag hindi ma-verify, mga ganun. Buti na lang sa inyo, responsive yung mga yung mga employer, ganyan. And then,
Ako kinakabahan actually. Just
oh,
certificate.
And to you as well, Rafi. Gusto ko lang sabihin sa mga viewers mo na thank you so much kasi nga dapat nag-stop na dun yung services mo pero tinulungan mo pa rin kami. You go way above and beyond.
thanks.
Thank you so
Yun
much.
talaga, alam mo yun yung na-realize after nung season, sabi ko, alam mo, hindi ako pwede mag-offer nitong particular service na to kasi hindi ko mapigilan yung sarili ko. So, alam mo yun, once na alam mo may problema, alam mo, iiwan mo sa ere, di ba? Alam mo naman kaya mong i-fix yung problem. But super happy kasi I really, really enjoyed working with you guys, yung as clients. Kasi, di ba, sometimes, Hindi naman lahat ng clients nagiging friends mo. I really consider you guys friends. So I'm really, really happy na that's how things have worked out. I appreciate how you guys welcomed me to your home when I visited. So
Mhm.
yun. So like super, super stoked for you.
Mhm.
On that
Likewise.
note,
Mhm.
can I ask you, how has your life changed na naging residente na kayo? So one thing is like yung sa GP, diba? And another thing you guys were talking about before was yung just the security ng that you would have as residents. So in your everyday life,
Saver.
may effect ba yun?
Meron na kaming Kiwi Saver.
Para siyang SSS. Parang social security system dito. So, entitled na kami for that benefit. Kiwi Saver. Oo.
Mm.
And then yung bata, you can enroll the child to any local schools. So, pwede
Pwede
Yeah.
naman, pero discounted.
Mas mababa yung babayaran.
So, okay
Tsaka,
When you say discounted, is it like compared to? Yeah,
Ah,
because people might think na parang, oh, pag sinabi mong discounted, doesn't like it's 10%
ay, hindi pa
off
siguro,
na lang.
ibig ko sabihin pagka, kunwari, ikaw, kung gusto mo mag-aral uli sa, mag-ano ka
yung
ng ibang
kami.
course,
I see what you mean.
Iba na yung rate niya,
Oo.
hindi na international, not as an international student, as
gusto
to
mo
domestic.
Yeah, yeah.
mag-advance pa ng more sa knowledge mo sa education mo. So, meron ka ng discount sa mga university, sa mga polytechnic, sa mga college, yan.
Akala ko like yung anak ninyo, sabi ko, di pa covered siya. So yun, sa kids kasi diba, sa kids, they get like yung school age, yung mga 5 and up, they're domestic students, so parang basically tuition is actually free. Pero you guys are right, na pag tertiary, subsidized siya. Pero pag sinabi nating subsidized, malaking subsidy It's about siguro mga a third ng cost
Mm-mm.
ng kung i-compare mo sa international.
Mhm.
Mag-aaral ka na din ba, Brian? Di naman.
Ano
Thinking
yung
about it.
iba yung course na binigay sa kanya sa work.
Akala ko iniisip mo na rin kasi yun nga, it's
Actually, yung mga
cheaper na.
employer dito, gusto nila mga Pilipino. Kasi yung
True.
Pilipino, likas na masipag eh.
Oo.
So, hindi sila mahihirapan dito sa New Zealand na pag nag-work sila, sobrang easy para sa kanila kasi mas mahirap ang work sa Pilipinas compare mo dito.
Alam mo yan yung isa din sinabi sa akin about yung mga nanggagaling ng Middle East. Parang pagdating nila na New Zealand, sobrang dali ng work. Yung workload, tas parang may time, yung kailangan nilang maging petics kasi kung hindi, nagrereklamo yung mga ka-work nila kasi nababad shot yung ka-work nila kasi mukhang tatamad-tamad sila. So, pero I guess as Filipinos din, nandun yung adjustment na kailangan to factor in yung work-life balance. Kasi sanay tayo na parang laging sagad sa work.
Kayod talaga. Mga relax lang yung tao dito. Kahit yung mga moms, kapag i-drop off yung mga bata pag morning, walang stress. Ako lang ang stress. Yung mga nanay, iintayin talagang mag-calm down yung mga anak, mag-settle. Hindi pwedeng iyak ng iyak yung bata. Pag iyak na ng iyak yung bata, tatawagan na yung mother or parent. Kailangan na umuwi ng bata kasi hindi pwedeng stress na stress.
Yeah.
Napaka-relax lang nila.
As yung sa experience nyo, the whole time you guys have been in New Zealand, ano yung masasabi mo na parang best na experience ninyo?
Sa work mo, maganda yung work ni Bri. Meron siyang
Sa
breakfast.
employer ko, generous sila eh. From time to time, meron kaming libreng masahe. Means
Para
massage.
lalong hindi stress.
Was free lunch. Yun.
May pa wine, may pa beer.
Tapos pwede kang uminom after mga 3 or 4 in the afternoon, drinking time while working. So, ganun kasi naka-relax dito. Sobrang enjoy mo na parang first time mo talaga may experience yun. Kahit sa ibang, kahit saan siguro, dito lang yata sila na parang allowed kang uminom while working. Sobrang galing.
Yeah. Yeah. So now that you guys are residents, is there something that you're looking forward to?
Ako, I'm looking forward to buying a house. Hindi kami
Ayun,
dalawa.
oo.
Ah,
Meron ka
sa
ng
Tauranga din?
buy a
Like, are you
house.
guys happy sa Tauranga or you're thinking about a different part of New Zealand?
I think Tauranga is the best place dito sa sa north dahil malapit sa Auckland. At the same time, sinabi mo nga balance yung city, tapos at the same time
Beach. And sarap.
relax, parang rural pa din yung area. Yun yung parang mas okay dito, unlike sa Auckland, congested, traffic, tapos yun nga, minsan parang pagkalabas mo pa lang ng bahay mo parang nakaka-stress na kasi ang dami
Yeah.
ng tao, ang daming nangyayari, busy. Pero dito okay naman, relax talaga.
Yeah.
Same time na-enjoy mo pa rin yung pagiging city.
Yeah. Exciting times. So, tsaka yun nga, like buying a home, something na you have to be a resident to do, diba?
Oo,
So,
yun. So, yun
talagang
yung benefit.
one big difference. So, sige, last question. So,
Maybe
knowing
one
what you know, sorry, what?
sorry, maybe one day a school. Parang plan naming tayo.
Magtayo ng school, as in like an ECE school.
Oh, easy.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yun yung aim
Grabe.
namin. Kesa bumili ka muna ng bahay, try muna namin yung magnegosyo. Business. So, yun.
Tingnan natin yung finances.
Yeah.
At saka also,
Interestingly, New Zealand is, kung hindi ako nagkakamali, rated as the world's best place to do business. Kasi yung ease of doing business is the highest in New Zealand. Oh, hey, Yui! Oh. Hi! Oh. Meron tayo, guest. Yan. Sige, last question. Knowing what you know now, what advice would you give to your past self or any aspiring migrant who wants to go to New Zealand?
well, never stop believing and striving for the best kahit although you're facing challenges, go lang ng go. At saka nakita ko nga sa Auckland to. I think sinabi siguro yun ng Filipino, meron dong malaking picture may Filipino tas may saying, go hard or go home. Parang nangyari sa amin sa sa UAE, diba?
Yeah.
Magsipag ka lang. Re-reap mo rin yung fruits ng labor mo. So, yeah.
Yeah, ikaw, Brian.
Okay dito sa New Zealand. Tsaka, gusto ko lang i-segue yung, I like Rotorua as well kasi I get to experience and immerse myself sa Maori culture. Siya, very similar siya sa Filipino. Napaka-family, family-oriented. So, yun. Ang ganda ng dito, ng ini-inculcate ng New Zealand lalo na sa mga younger generation. So, yeah.
Tsaka yun nga, yung mga gustong mag-migrate dito para sa mga Pilipino, which is mas okay, mas maganda, mas madali para sa mga Pilipino dahil nga kasi nga sabi ko nga na likas na masipag ang mga Pilipino tsaka mababait. So magsaswak dito sa New Zealand yung ugali ng isang Pilipino.
Na masipag, matyaga.
Talagang magsasucceed ka kung gusto mo.
Kasi maraming paraan. Maraming opportunities din.
Yeah. So thanks so much. I mean, do you guys have any last things you wanna add? Super gusto ko yung sinabi mo then about Rotorua. Kasi Rotorua, maganda talaga siya. And I think minsan underappreciated yung the regions kasi feeling ng mga tao like sa Auckland lang may opportunity or okay lang. Yung parang Auckland lang yung okay. Pero in reality, there are a lot of parts in New Zealand na maganda talaga. And
distinctive yung ino-offer ng New Zealand every part Talagang kung gusto mo yung Rotorua nga, more on nature. People.
Iba yung friendliness ng people.
So iba-iba. Although hindi pa namin explore talaga yung buong New Zealand. Parang yun na yung nakikita ko sa kanya. Tsaka yung huling masasabi namin na okay talaga yung Kuro Travels.
Kuro
Oh.
Trouble.
Talagang
Thanks.
hindi
May
tayo
plug ah. This
Highly
is not a
recommend.
paid, not a paid sponsorship.
hindi lang talaga yung ano eh, yung iniisip yung future mo eh. Hindi lang basta mabigyan ka ng visa para lang
Makaalis ng
makaalis.
Pilipinas.
Oo.
Or no,
Ano yan eh,
anywhere.
iniisip din ni Rappi na kung ano yung the best for you.
For your
Mm.
family. Oo.
Lalo na sa pamilya mo. Hindi lang basta pera ang pinag-uusapan, kundi yung talagang
Care, concern.
oo,
Thank you so much,
mafe-feel mo
Rafi.
talaga.
Hey, thanks then. Super, super happy for you. I am actually going to New Zealand again this year.
Talagang gusto mong mag-New Zealand, si
Oh,
Rappi lang talaga.
Kuro
Kuro Trouble.
Trouble.
Number one fan. Joke lang. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go so you can enjoy na yung weekend nyo. I really appreciate you taking the time kasi Saturday night you spent it with me online. And super,
Late na nga
super,
to eh.
super, super grateful.
Thank you so much, Rafi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, then. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Take care, Ingat.
Bye.
Last year.